Do you have liability insurance in your name? You have car insurance? Okay. What do you do for a living, man?
I'm sorry.
What do you do for a living?
Operations expert.
What does that mean?
I work for Anthem Blue Shield. My position is operations expert.
And how much money do you make a month?
It varies. I am on FMLA right now, so I'm not working necessarily full time due to that.
So how much money do you have coming in a month? Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I want you to understand that if I find that
If you drive reckless again, Houston won't let you off easy.
you're going to sign an order today promising us that you're not going to drive recklessly, no racing, driving in this manner. If I find that you do, I'll tell you, living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive really blows. So don't. All we want our streets to be safe. Do you understand me? Okay. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Ramona. After that, we'll just have you take a seat. While we get your bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and then you'll be on your way, man.
Question, Judge. If I'm not able to hire an attorney, similar position,
You make quite a bit of money. You have to qualify for an appointed lawyer, be at or near the poverty line. And when you make a lot of money like you do, which is great, I can't just appoint your lawyer. We don't give them like candy because I have a limited amount. And if they can only take so many cases, and if I give you one, I might not have one for another person who really, really needs it, So we'll give you time though, and you'll have plenty of time. And remember, there's a gajillion and one lawyers in Harris County. Negotiate with them. Say, hey, I can pay this much. 90% will put you on a payment plan, and don't take up a first blush. We negotiate with them. They say, okay, I'll charge you this much. Okay, well, I can do this much, and then I can pay as we go. A couple $100s a month, and then they'll. But remember, it's like buying a car. Don't go to a Ferrari dealership. Don't go to Bugatti. Go to what? Okay? Okay, man, please don't leave until you sign our bond conditions. And if you can file no reckless driving, no racing.
Yes, Judge.
Et cetera.
Yes,
Please. Okay, please. You speak English, ma'am? Thank you. Ma'am, you were charged with 2 counts of assault. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain
Assaulting your own family. This courtroom doesn't tolerate betrayal.
right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On November 29th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an apartment complex regarding a disturbance and unknown weapon call for service. Upon arrival, the officers met with 2 complainants and a witness who advised that the defendant is their cousin. The first complainant advised that after the defendant called her downstairs, the defendant pulled her hair and pulled her to the ground. The defendant then assaulted the first complainant with a closed fist multiple times on the left and right side of her head, causing pain. The second complainant advised that after she saw the defendant kicking the first complainant's head, she attempted to stop the defendant. However, the second complainant was hit from behind by a second defendant with a closed fist on the left side of her face, and then proceeded to get assaulted by both the defendant and a second defendant, causing her to feel pain. The witness stated he was hit by the second defendant when he observed both complainants getting assaulted and attempted to separate the parties from fighting. The witness advised he saw the first defendant hitting both complainants with a closed fist and kicking them in the head and on the body. The defendant admitted to assaulting the complainants, and the officer observed visible swelling and markings on the complainants' faces.
Is there a co-defendant?
I couldn't see anything connected, Judge.
No, Your Honor, there's no connected cases, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
so I spoke to one of the complainants yesterday because the other one only speaks Spanish, so I can only speak to one of them. And she told me that for some reason, the police only filed charges on this defendant because she admitted to it. I believe is what happened, but also, Judge, I just wanted you to be aware that there were major injuries sustained by the witness and one of the complainants, and they were all checked out by HFD and all were checked out by HFD, and 2 were transported to Memorial Hermann Hospital.
Trust break, property, and you'll break your freedom. Next.
To where a felony can be filed?
It depends. I need to request the medical records, Judge.
Alcohol or drugs, did that play a part?
Not from what I'm aware of, Judge. It just seems like the defendant came to their father's home, which is where the complainants were, and then demanded that one of the complainants come outside, and then she started beating on her.
Is there a familial relationship? Because it's charged as just an assault. Was it a
So-
family member?
So the two complainants and the witness are all siblings, and they're cousins with this defendant and
Yeah.
the two others that were involved on the other end.
Yeah.
So it is a family relationship, Judge. The complainant does want no contact and she wants to restriction.
Okay. Ms. Moreno, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have contact with any of the complaining witnesses in this case. Do you understand? I'm ordering you not to go back to this location, and I'm ordering you not to be in possession of weapons. How old are you, ma'am? You are 17 years old. Are you a United States citizen? I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put you in jail. If you don't have anyone to pony up 5 to 10,000, you're going to be stuck in jail. I don't want to have to do that, but I want you to understand that I'm going to protect my public at all costs. Do you understand? You know what? I'd like to send her for a drug test right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm sending you for a drug test. If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand? I'm going to have you go take a drug test. We're going to have you come back, and then I'm going to have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. Do you understand? Come back, because if you don't, I will issue a warrant, man. Okay, just take a seat, man. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Sir, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the father of the defendant, told the officers that the defendant was being aggressive toward him and other guests because he was intoxicated. The complainant advised the defendant does not live at the house and was temporarily sleeping on the couch. The defendant began yelling at the officer and quickly approached him. The officer detained the defendant. In the living room, the officer observed damage to the wall and rug, as well as broken dishes. The damage was approximately $800.
Damage? I didn't hear.
I'll check the damages. I see that he told the officer the defendant was being aggressive toward him and other guests, and the officer observed damage to the wall and rug. And let me.
Wonderful. Who did that?
There was I apologize. There was
It's
a
okay.
witness, I think it was the defendant's brother. So the complainant, the owner of the house, had stepped out of the house. And then while he was out, the witness, the brother, observed the defendant, break dishes and punch holes in the wall.
Okay, so you have a witness that puts him breaking the stuff.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. I want you to understand one thing and hear me clear, Mr. Johnson, that if I make your bond $5,000 to $10,000 because you violate conditions and you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck like Chuck until this thing is over with. So consider this when you're out there in the free world. Because if I find that you violate these conditions, you go back to this house, you start breaking more property, I'm going to put you in custody and I'm going to make your bond high. You understand?
Sure.
How old are you, sir? What do you do for a living?
I'm a caretaker for my brother. My brother's legally blind, so caretaker for him.
You earn money from the state for doing that.
Sure.
How much money do you earn money from the state?
It's $900 a month.
How much time does that take of your day to take care of? And how old is your brother?
Brother is 33. Takes about 4 hours, 5 hours a day.
A
Yes.
week?
A day. 5 hours a day. Yes, sir.
Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, sir?
Sure.
Okay. I'm absolutely serious when I mean no drugs, no alcohol. I'm telling you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. And if I find that you're using, especially while you're getting paid by the state, if I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Take note, because heed this warning, sir. All right, I'm going to have you, Stephen's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We're going to have bond conditions created for you. You will sign for these conditions, and then we'll find your lawyer, sir. Come on. Oh, wait. Sorry. You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. You're not to go back to this house. Do you understand?
Sir.
You're not to be in possession of any weapons as well.
I will say, Judge, I did speak to the complainant, his father. He does want to continue to have contact. He said that the defendant has apologized and he's not letting him stay there anymore, but he would like to be able to have contact with him.
You know, Mr. Johnson, there are people in this life that when they drink and when they use, they become very happy people and they're fun to hang around with. You know, they're the life of the party. They make jokes. They're great. And then there are those that when they consume, they develop horns. They are not nice. They start to be aggressive. They beat everybody up. If this is you, then don't use. Do you understand? Because if you cannot control yourself, because I'm going to tell you now, 90% of the people that we have, no self-control. And it gets worse when you start using. You understand? Okay. I will allow contact, but you're not having threatening or harassing contact with the complaining witness in this case. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think. I could give a rat's ass what you think. It's how they perceive. So if I go like this, it could be very well threatening or harassing. So if you go back home and we find that you start acting like this, I'm going to put you in custody. You understand?
Say something.
Sure. I don't want to talk about the case. I'm just giving you the expectation of how we are going to move forward. That's it. I just be nice. It's not hard. And if consuming makes you devilish, done. Got it? All right. Come on.